Hey guys, it's Timmy, and this is Pro Wrestling Unlimited, as we are here on the 14th of February, 2020, to talk about everything that went down tonight on Friday Night Smackdown. Man. Hopefully this is working. I hate starting a podcast off like this. I've had so many computer issues today, you guys don't even understand. I don't want to bother you guys with it, but that's why there was a lack of videos today. I had at least 6 videos I was going to do today. Got all the audio recorded, and I couldn't edit any of them. But that's not your guys' issue. You're here to talk some SmackDown with me. If you guys want to let me know what you guys thought of tonight's SmackDown, you can do so by joining in on the live chat or sending in a text message. You can text in to 510-906-1341. Again, send your text messages to 510-906-1341. Also, if you want to make sure that your message in the live chat does get read, you can always send it in as a super chat donation, and those will get read for sure. I'm just pulling up the live chat here. And the live chat is going. We're good with that. Kristen, I would be happy with that if my computer actually worked properly. I can't open my editing software. I have to learn a whole new editing software to edit videos now until I can get a new computer, because my computer will not open Premiere Pro. So I can't actually edit videos the way I normally do. I have to learn a whole new software. So, yeah, I would be happy for that. It's Daytona 500 weekend, but there's too many problems going on today. Just way too many. But with that, I do want to thank everybody for joining me here right now. And let's talk a little SmackDown. But first, let's see who is joining me in the live chat. We've got Henry Cavallo, Eric Tate, Kristen McNutt, Dontrell Bailey, Marcus Ryan, Henry Cavallo. I already said that name. Derek Bocek. We've also got The Finisher. And Jason Dalton's here with us as well. Javi Arms. I hope I said that right. Arms. ARMZ. So, SmackDown kicks off this week with a moment of bliss. And it wasn't that great. The crowd wasn't really into this. Nikki and Alexa did their best. They really tried their best. And they come out there, they talk about it being Valentine's Day. They talked about their celebrity crushes. Cross guessed that Bliss's crush was Brad Pitt. Bliss then said, "Well, who's yours, Nikki?" And she said something like, "Oh, we don't." What did she say? I didn't write it down, but she said something about, "Who's your crush, Nikki?" And Nikki was like, "We don't want to get into that. We don't want to get too dirty here, something naughty or something like that." I'm like, "Whoa, okay then." So they introduced Carmella as the special guest for a moment of bliss. Carmella came out, and they talked about how Carmella and Bayley used to be basically best friends. Alexa Bliss showed photos from Instagram of their relationship in the past, and Carmella blamed Sasha Banks for her friendship with Bayley coming to an end. She says since Banks has come back, Bayley's been a different person. Bayley interrupted and got in Carmella's face. She noted that she beat Bliss and Cross in a handicap match last summer. Bayley bragged that she could beat any of them easily. Carmella says she's heard enough. Come fight me right now. I don't want to wait till later. Let's do this match now. Carmella went down to the ring. Bayley hesitated and said, screw it. And she went down to the ring as well, as this was the first match of the night. So we got Bayley defending the championship against Carmella, and I actually liked the match. I thought the match was pretty dang good. They had a lot of back and forth action here. Carmella had the early advantage as she worked over Bayley's arm. Bayley tied Carmella up in the ropes to take over the action. Carmella fought back with a slap and hit 2 drop kicks for a near fall. Bayley recovered and gained control with a boot to the gut. She followed it up with the back suplex, but missed a flying crossbody. Carmella hit a super kick for a 2. Bayley then rolled to the floor, but Carmella hit a suicide dive. She hit a crossbody on Bayley for another near fall. Bayley fought back and dropped Carmella on the announce table. Back from the break, Bayley was firmly in control with a chin lock. Carmella fought back with the boot boot to the gut and Hurricane Rana. She attempted a super kick, but Bayley hid behind the referee. Carmella hit a series of forearms, but Bayley hit a Bayley to belly for a close near fall. They then climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Carmella cut her off with a super kick. Or Bayley climbed to the top turnbuckle, but Carmella cut her off. Carmella then hit a Hurricane Rana off the top for a very close 2. They started trading pinfall attempts here. Carmella rocked Bayley with a super kick, and a Bayley rolled to the floor. Bayley recovered when she sent Carmella into the post. Carmella fought back and applied the code of silence back in the ring. Bayley escaped the hold, and Carmella went for it again. Bayley then used the ropes to get out of it. Carmella tried to transition it into a triangle arm lock. Bayley then reversed the triangle arm lock into a pin, used the ropes for leverage, pinned Carmella 1, 2, 3. Bayley retains the championship. So Bayley retains the title, and afterwards Bayley jumps Carmella from behind. Naomi runs down, has a stare down with Bayley before Carmella jumped Bayley from behind. Naomi then gave her a kick. Carmella follows it up with a super kick. Bayley's out of the ring. Carmella and Naomi give each other a fist bump. And we think, my first thought is, triple threat? Triple threat? Then they recapped Corbin attacking an employee and pouring a drink on a fan last week. They said the management has heavily fined Corbin and also banned him, not from the building, but from competing. They were specific to say Corbin was banned from competing tonight on a Smackdown. So in the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed Bayley. She announced the next time she defends her title will be at Super Showdown. I'll jump forward here. They then confirmed that later, saying Bayley will defend her title against Super Showdown, but we got to find a challenger first, and next week it will be Carmella versus Naomi. The winner moves on to Super Showdown to face Bayley for the title, and here's the thing with that. Bayley can interfere, cause a disqualification, and think, ha, now nobody's gonna challenge me, and then they make it a triple threat. There's still the chance that this becomes a triple threat, but I don't know if it's going to. I can honestly see it being Naomi picking up the victory here. Otis, we then see in the back getting ready for his date with Mandy Rose. Rose messaged that she's running late. He then asked Tucker if Mandy might like him. Tucker's sure Otis is going to have a good date. The fans popped huge for a graphic for the date. They love Otis, and then they broke out into an Otis chant. We then had a handicap match. This handicap match saw Sheamus taking on Shorty G and Apollo Crews. Crews and Shorty G jumped Sheamus early on before the bell even rang. Shorty G rocked Sheamus with the forearm and a series of rolling kicks in the corner. Sheamus fought back and took over. The Faces made a comeback. Shorty G tackled Sheamus to the floor. Crews hit a moonsault off the apron into the ring. Shorty G hit a missile dropkick, and Crews hit a standing moonsault for a near fall. Sheamus then went for the bro kick, but Crews moved, and he hit Shorty G instead. Crews then went shoulder first to the post. Sheamus hit a bro kick on Crews and pinned him for the victory. Hey, it's what it was. They're making Sheamus look great. Unfortunately, it's at the expense of Shorty G. Whatever. So in the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed Carmella. She said that she demands a rematch after what happened tonight. She said that she was screwed. Kinda, yes and no. You got caught. She said she was screwed and promised the next time she's going to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. We then see Mandy Rose arrive at the restaurant in a stunning red dress, waiting for Otis. We then learn that Hulk Hogan is going to be on the show, but not live in the building. No. He'll be at his home. Actually, he was at his Hogan's Beach shop in Tampa, Florida. I showed him preparing for the interview via satellite. They then aired a video package of the career of Bill Goldberg and his match with the Fiend upcoming at Super Showdown. Michael Cole then introduced Hulk Hogan. He wanted to talk to Hogan about NWO going into the Hall of Fame. Cole asked if the Fiend could defeat Corbin or Goldberg at Super Showdown. Hogan would then go on to praise Bill Goldberg, saying that Bill is going to win, that Bill is going to this, that Bill is going to that, Bill's going to defeat The Fiend, blah, 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 blah. Really putting over Goldberg until finally The Fiend would show up. Wyatt mocked Hogan and made references to the NWO. Wyatt gave chocolate to the pig and said that he hopes it's not too sweet. Hogan said he's heard enough and told Wyatt Goldberg's going to defeat you. Wyatt noted that there's always room for another person on the wall and showed a picture of Hogan, like with the eyes crossed out and stuff. Hogan said, yeah, I'm done with this. Mike, I'll see you in Tampa for the Hall of Fame. And he just takes the mic off, earpiece, walks off. Garbage. So the worst thing on the show, to be 100% honest. So then we got a This Week in History video, basically just to transition to The Rock's daughter being signed. It was The Rock announcing that he's back in 2011 when he was named the host for WrestleMania 27. They said, that was a great moment when The Rock finally came back. And also another great moment this week we saw was Simone Johnson, the daughter of The Rock, signing with the WWE, training at the WWE Performance Center, and possibly becoming the first ever fourth generation WWE superstar. Cool. Then another segment that wasn't all that great. Sami Zayn and Cesaro came out. Zayn had a ukulele and Cesaro had a cowbell. Zayn noted that they've been victims of Elias over the last few weeks and were staging a protest. Zayn and Cesaro were about to start playing a song when, Elias would interrupt. Elias said he knows Zayn is just trying to make a name for himself. Zayn told Elias that the fans need to shut their mouths. Elias is staging a counter protest against Sami Zayn's protest. Zayn told him, "Hey, I've got security. I can have them take you away, but let me just sing my song. It's about you, Elias." So Elias goes, "By all means." And Zayn and Cesaro start going, and Cesaro starts just going nuts on the cowbell, and the fans start going, "Oh, walk with Elias. Oh, walk with Elias." And Elias goes, "Hey, I like that song a lot better than yours." So Cesaro goes crazy with the cowbell. Sami Zayn says, "We need less cowbell," which was a Saturday Night Live reference. And the fans start booing, and they start chanting, "We want cowbell. We want cowbell." Cesaro then put the cowbell down, and the fans boo vigorously. Zayn then tried his song again, and the fans broke out in another "Walk with Elias" chant. They then argued as the heels jumped Elias. Braun Strowman would run down to make the save. He chased Sami Zayn. A security guard got in the way and then got attacked by Braun Strowman. Zayn escaped. Strowman and Elias beat up the guards, tossed them around, and that was it. Another meh segment on the show. In the back, Kayla Braxton interviewed Naomi. She demanded that she gets a women's championship match. She said that Bayley's never beat her. We then see Mandy Rose at the restaurant. Mandy continues to wait for Otis. They recapped Otis and Mandy's romance. At the restaurant, Otis had arrived with a bouquet of flowers, jacket with cut-off arms. And then, we see Mandy again, and somebody puts their hand on her shoulder, and she goes, "Oh, Otis, I got worried you were late." Camera pans up, and it's fucking Dolph. Otis turns the corner, walks in with his roses, and sees Ziggler sitting at the table. He's heartbroken, drops the roses, and he runs out of the restaurant. And this is on Mandy as much as it is on Dolph. Yes, Dolph showed up to ruin this, but Mandy is just as responsible for allowing Dolph to sit down and get a glass of wine with him. They shared a glass of wine. They giggled. I don't know what to say. Low down dirty hoe, Mandy Rose. Low down dirty hoe, Mandy Rose. I'm going to say it right now. She was all excited to have a date with Otis, but as soon as somebody better shows up, fuck Otis, huh? Let's make it a thing. Hashtag dirty hoe Mandy. Because we don't know if 7-hour Dolph took her home after their little dinner date. Who knows? But Otis was humiliated. He ran out of the restaurant. I thought he should have just gone over there, flipped the table, and took out Dolph. But he's more of a, what did Alfalfa say in Little Rascals? I'm a lover, not a fighter. So he's more of a lover than a fighter. He didn't want his aggression to get the best of him, I guess you could say. So Michael Cole noted that King Corbin's not in attendance tonight because, well, he's not allowed to compete tonight. He kept saying allowed to compete. And then Miz and Morrison come out for the main event. Roman then comes out, and we learn that his partner as well, Daniel Bryan. And then who would walk down the stairs? None other than King Corbin. And you may say, I thought he was banned from the building. Not quite. Corbin was banned from competing tonight on SmackDown. He then showed that I got a ticket. So he's in there fair and square, I guess you could say. The babyfaces had the early advantage here and isolated Morrison in the corner. Bryan ran up the corner into a backflip and landed on his feet. He followed up with a suicide dive onto Miz on the floor. Bryan then rocked Morrison with a yes kick. Bryan then attempted a running drop kick, but Morrison avoided and dragged Bryan to the floor. Miz pushed Bryan into the barricade. Reigns ran to check on Bryan, but argued with Corbin, who was sitting front row, in a plushy desk chair, I may add. Miz then shoved Reigns onto Bryan. Morrison hit a twisting crossbody to the floor off the turnbuckle onto the babyfaces. After a commercial break, the heels were firmly in control. Bryan tossed Morrison to the floor and climbed to the top rope. Miz cut Bryan off and attempted a superplex, but Bryan slipped out. Morrison then prevented the tag and hit a running knee for a near fall. A little bit later, Reigns attempted a spear, but Morrison rocked him with a big boot. Miz then hit a skull-crushing finale, but Bryan broke up the pin attempt. Bryan took out Morrison with an attempted suicide dive and then Miz hit a big boot. Miz mocked Bryan, but Reigns then hit him with a Superman punch, pinned him, and picked up the victory. I thought the match was all right. I didn't think it was great, but I thought nothing was wrong about it at all. They only pushed hard that this was the first time that Roman Reigns has ever been in the ring one-on-one with Morrison. After the match, Corbin would get out of his plushy desk chair, jump in the ring, and attack Roman Reigns from behind. Corbin then sat on his throne that was just randomly at the top of the stage. And Michael Cole and Corey Graves let us know that there are no sneak attacks inside that cage of Super Showdown. Nobody can just run in and attack somebody from behind. It's mano a mano, both men locked inside a steel cage. With that was tonight's SmackDown. We also learned that Goldberg is going to appear live next week on the show. Hope he's actually there, not via satellite. Renee Young is going to conduct an exclusive interview with Lacey Evans. And of course, like we stated earlier, Carmella will be taking on Naomi with a shot at Bayley at Super Showdown on the line. We got a couple text messages here that I want to read before we go. If you want to send in your text messages, you could do so at 510-906-1341. This person says, if AJ versus Taker happens at Mania, what would be the best way to start that build, and do you think it would be a good match? I think it could be a good match. I have absolutely no way how you get it going, but I think it could be a good match. And I say Undertaker picks up a victory over AJ, because even though if AJ loses, it's not going to hurt him, especially since he's the heel. This last text message here says, do you see Braun's first title? Who do you see being Braun's first title feud? And any news on where Shinsuke was tonight? I didn't see him. Shinsuke apparently was in Stamford, Connecticut with Jay White. I'm just going to say that. Hold on. Let me see something really fast. Let me go to Instagram. I got to show you guys this. Let's go here. I don't know why he was in Stamford with Jay White, but he was. I got to go to Jay White's Instagram. That's who posted it. So, I don't know if you guys can see this. You're probably not going to be able to see it. Let's see if I can get it in focus or not. No, it's not going to get in focus. I can't pull up Instagram stories that easily on my computer. But it was an Instagram story. It was a picture of Jay White and Shinsuke Nakamura. They looked like they were at a hotel. This was posted 13 hours ago. Not a hotel, but an airport. And it said simply, it was tagged with the location of Stamford, Connecticut. Again, it was posted 13 hours ago. I don't know what's going on. Let's see, hold on. So an hour before this, Jay White posted he was on an airplane, on a Delta flight. And then an hour after he posted that he was on a flight, he posted he was in Stamford with Shinsuke at the airport. So Shinsuke looked like he was picking up Jay White from the airport. I don't know exactly what that means. I don't know why Jay White would be in Stamford, Connecticut, because I think he's still got years on his New Japan contract. I could pull that up. If you guys ever want to know any info on certain wrestlers and their contracts and stuff, we do have a running list on PWUnlimited.co. You can head over to the resources tab at the top of the screen or in the drop-down menu, depending on if you're on a computer or a mobile device. And you can check out our post that's called Confirmed Contract Details Expirations. And I think if you scroll down to the New Japan area, I think we have info on Jay White. I don't have info on Jay White, but I had heard that he's possibly signed for another 2 years with New Japan. So it's interesting. Very interesting. Chris McNutt says Davey Boy Smith Jr. returning to WWE. I don't know, because he signed within the last month to be a regular for All Japan Pro Wrestling. He's going to go to All Japan. And if he's going to All Japan, he's not going to WWE. So, we'll see. Finally, Edwin Pereira says, have you seen the Sonic movie yet? No, I have a copy. I'm going to watch it tomorrow with the kids. I was going to watch it tonight, but had to watch Smackdown. So I will be watching the Sonic movie tomorrow with the kids. I got a copy. And yeah, should be fun. Last question. Another text message came in. This person here states, or asks, if it'll load. Come on. Garbage computer. Can you see Nia Jax helping Bayley? Hell no. Not at all. Not in the slightest bits of bits. I don't see Nia Jax helping Bayley. But with that, I want to say thank you guys for joining me here tonight to talk about Friday Night Smackdown. I want to thank everybody who watches later right here on YouTube and listens on podcast services all around the world. Jason Dalton, can't take calls. My computer's basically dying, bro. My software to go live won't pick up the audio from the software I use to take the calls. And now I can't even use my normal editing software, so I have to learn a new editing software just to edit videos. So yeah, until I can get a new computer, probably not going to be taking calls. And as of right now, I don't know how long it's going to be till I can get a new computer. Maybe I'll do some sort of crowdfunding thing. I don't know. Maybe we'll do some 12-hour live stream to get some new funds for PW Unlimited. But as of right now, I just don't have the extra funds. Marcus Ryan asked about the glitches tonight. I forgot about that. I actually didn't notice any of them until a couple people asked me about them on Twitter. I don't know what they have to do with anything. During the Bayley part of the Bayley segment at the beginning, when Elias came out, and I think there was one more. There was like old VHS snow on the screen, static. So I don't know what that's leading to or what that could be for, but we'll see. Marcus Ryan said it happened twice. Okay, one person told me that they saw it 3 times, but hey, I'll go with your word, Marcus. But with that, I want to say thank you for Alan Nutt says, what do you mean by got a copy? Means I got a copy. Means I'm gonna watch it in my living room on my couch with my kids tomorrow on my Amazon Fire Stick. So yeah, have a good night, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.